So Bernie's done. That his revolution's over. I'm just begging you, please do not let it be AOC. I'm fucking begging you. She isn't it. She is not it.
She's not it, Chief.
And she is so like, I'm very much done being polite about this. So remember how we were talking about, we had to correct the record by saying that she voted no on that, but then I said on the stimulus bill, but but there's no recorded vote, so it's fucking bizarre. And so really we have to go on her word. So now I've heard the recording of the floor with the yeas and the nays. In the nays, there are no female voices. It's all men.
Yikes.
And if you want, and I think that it was, it might have been Katie Halper from Useful Idiots podcast. She said that if you were the woman that wanted to, I'm sorry, it was on Jimmy Dore's show. His wife said it, of if you were the woman's voice that wanted to be counted, you would say it like they go, nay, like you'd want yourself to be heard if the recorded vote wasn't going to go through.
Yeah.
And so I don't fucking believe her. And I think that now that she's all cozy with Nancy Pelosi, I think that she is being instructed. I think that she's just a fucking operative, like a very convenient operative, because she's abandoned everybody that elected her to this position. Like the whole Justice Democrats movement, she hasn't talked to them anymore.
No.
Even though she's the one that they're the people that organized it, and then she's calling herself a fucking organizer. How dare you? Like
going on RuPaul's Drag Race to fucking.
Which is the clip that I want to fucking play.
Ah, yes.
This was the most. Well, just can you read her thing? Because this just.
Yeah, so here's the tweet. If you want to switch over so they can see what I'm reading, we can. So it says the T : and there's a little T emoji in : electoralism has limits. Elected officials often don't lead our most impactful societal changes. They follow them. The heroes who lead true change are the activists, artists, organizers, and others who educate and push society forward. Takes both.
Do you want to see a very, very intense performance?
Yeah, I do.
Here we go.
I see you standing up to that man.
A drag
every
queen
day,
saying this.
And
the pause.
How can we all even complain about anything when you literally stand in the face of what I think is the most
evil,
the worst parts of our nature as humans, and you stand up against him and you say
every day.
No, that's so hard.
But we all do it in our own ways. People think Congress and government is all about leading people, but ultimately a lot of our politics is about following the public will. And the people who change what people think are artists and drag queens. And let's not forget who threw that first brick at Stonewall.
Yes.
That is what led to us passing the Equality Act in the House in this term, marriage equality. It starts with you.
Okay, I have to stop that really quickly there, because the Equality Act is the most redundant, ridiculous piece of legislation that does kind of it's the first time the gay agenda has officially legally overreached, in my opinion. And bitch, you had nothing to do with marriage being passed. Nothing. You were still a bartender when that happened. I'm not shitting on her for being a bartender, obviously.
But she wasn't in politics.
You were not in politics. You had nothing to do with that.
I mean, you're patriots. You are. You are patriots. And I'm so proud of you all. I'm so proud to live in this country with you and with your mother and with all of us as family.
Thank you.
Girl, we love you.
Okay, so doesn't that her being on this show surrounded by men dressed like exaggerated women, isn't it just so perfect? Doesn't it perfectly encapsulate who AOC is? Yeah. It's just all everything's a fucking performance. She planned that Stonewall line. She knew she was gonna say it. She knew it's just so this is the left. This is what they do. It's all about their public persona, but the public persona doesn't get things done. And it's I think she gets really irrationally under my skin just because she's my age and she's such a terrible communicator. And she also she believes everything that is told to her by her obsequious audience. It's just her total sycophant people around her. And she honestly thinks, I believe that she honestly thinks that her Twitter engagement translates into votes nationally.
Yeah.
and it doesn't. If we were able to poll everybody in this country about how they feel about her, I guarantee you that most people do not like her.
Yeah.
She would never win a national election outside of like a gerrymandered district in which she was able to primary somebody. And I guarantee you, if they did that election again, she wouldn't win it.
Yeah, they are priming her right now to run for national election. Honestly, I believe it. And so, well, yeah, obviously, like she ran for Congress, but eventually, I think she will try to run for president after getting this ballooned ego that puts her on shows like Drag Race, which is like, and Generation Y Me said like Drag Race has been so politicized and so cringe this entire season. It's like, yeah, because it used to be something totally different,
and it wasn't political.
Yes, it wasn't political. It was like, yeah, you heard like the sob stories of people who just like were down and out for so long because of who they were and what they did for work,
which is fine because it's a gay audience.
It's a gay audience. It used to be a really great show, and this, like, the last few seasons, I don't even know what they're on, season 11 or something. I think the last one I watched was season 8, the one with Sasha Velour. I think that's the one where they had like Lady Gaga come on as a guest judge and also do that like backstage talk. And I think she did her Orange Man bad thing.
Oh, God.
And I was like, yeah, like you could have done without this. I think. It's been a long time since I saw that clip, but basically like all the drag queens are like, it's you who inspired us to do this. Like, thank you for making Born This Way. It's my anthem, stuff like that. Like that whole album, I'm such a little monster. And she did the same thing. It's like, look, it's not me, it's you guys, you know?
When Born This Way came out, though, weren't you like a little offended? I was just kind of like...
I was too young to be offended.
Really?
Yeah.
I was just like, you're so fucking late. Like, Madonna already did this.
Yeah.
And did it in a time where it was not popular to do it.
I was 12, so like I had no knowledge. Yeah, I had no knowledge of Madonna doing that at all. But and that's honestly, that's who I think really the song impacted. Kids like me who were 12, and not people like you who were you were 19 maybe when it came out.
Yeah,
18.
Yeah.
Something
No.
like that.
I was an adult by the time the Paparazzi album came out, or whatever the fuck that album was called. Fame
Yeah.
Monster.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think she had another one, and then that. Who cares when that one came out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gaga did that. Yeah, Greg. So that's like I think when it started to tumble a little bit, because like I don't know, for some reason, like there's like, of course, like the ratings thing, but Drag Race was so outrageous and so bombastic that like it can do on its own. It can survive. You don't need to throw in AOC or somebody who's going to say Orange Man bad on Drag Race. Like everybody who's watching Drag Race already feels that, you know, for the most part. So why, I don't know, why alienate people who might not feel that or feel that less strongly? Like, you know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And Drag Race used to be good.
Ninani says the DNC will do everything in their power to keep her from seeking higher office. They hate her more than the GOP does. She's terrible for the party, but that's not true. She's already now warming up to Pelosi. Like like, Pelosi and her are now tight. So like, and again, I think it's why she's disconnected from anybody who actually was trying to create radical change, and why she stopped campaigning for Bernie.
Yeah. Yeah, she's rubbing elbows with the establishment.
Right. My dog just let out the most toxic fart, and I think it's because he feels very similarly about AOC as we do.
Yeah.
But here's like another, just to show you how fucking, like, how little her endorsement means. Because again, like, we are constantly told, and like I've had this argument with so many people, that she is so powerful, and I'm like, no, she isn't. She is powerful if you're to the extremely, like, to the terminally online.
I love that term.
That is who she is powerful to. But so the New York Times asked her, I guess my first question is simple. Has the Joe Biden campaign reached out to you? AOC says no. So it's because they don't fucking need her endorsement. In fact, it probably would be kind of toxic. And because she is not nationally that effective. And so, and again, the people who are hardcore online, terminally online Bernie people know that she fucking sold him out. So they're not interested in her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you notice that tide shift, right? Where people are just like, kind of fuck her all of a sudden?
We're done. Yeah, we're done with her.
Ooh, go away.
Yeah. You're pressing the wrong one.
Wrong one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you think Pelosi would get pushed out? No, I don't.
She's going to die in office. She's going to die in that fucking speaker chair.
And I'm just completely nihilistic about politics. It's
yeah. I think we like, it's God, fucking Pelosi and like Dianne Feinstein and Lindsey Graham, they are lifers.
Well, and
we can't get rid of
and
them.
Mitch McConnell and Schumer and just so many fucking. I mean, it's crazy.
out.
Get out. It's enough. Yeah.
Die already.
But don't. AOC is not the replacement. Like,
Yeah, she is not.
Or
She's not the
Ilhan
runner-up.
Omar. All of the squad can
No.
fuck right off. Like
Yeah.
they have not, because the kind of thing of like the problem with them is that they don't they seem to just completely not understand that what resonates with all of the country is talking about class, not race, not gender, but they just can't help themselves.
Yeah. And if it's not obvious that class is the hot button issue that will affect all of us during this epidemic, if it's not obvious to them, then I don't know what will make it get through to them. That this is what divides us, and this is what makes us angry and truly like resentful of the upper class.
Yeah.
Because the vast majority of us are barely surviving right now during COVID-19. So fucking fix it, because that's the issue that affects all of us right now.
Right.
It's class.
Yeah.
So why can't they fucking see that, especially
know.
during a national economic emergency?
And even then, it's like we talked about. It's like those people still can't even fucking go to sleep. And even AOC's talking about this shit about like the reason why COVID-19 is killing more black people is because of racism. And it's like,
God
no,
damn it! Like,
no. There's either two options, and you want either, and neither of them are very, like, rather there's two realities of why you're saying this, and neither of them are flattering. Which is, number one, you're fucking stupid. Or number two, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Which is most likely because
pandering.
Pandering to people who don't know any better and don't. Again, it's like, why can no? What would happen if somebody was just honest? Like, just honest.
well, we have examples of people who have been honest,
Like Tulsi.
Tulsi
and then
Gabbard.
they get called a traitor. And so, like, and the thing is like, what you should do is people like or like AOC that kind of get to hang out and they get to be listened to a lot and have viral speeches
and like be honorary gay and go on Drag Race,
right?
Yeah.
And then get asked to go on other networks and refuse it because she knows she'll get dunked on. Like, that's not, that person is in the establishment. But someone like Tulsi, who gets called a fucking traitor even though she's currently serving in the military, trust the traitors. Or the people that have been called Russian assets. Has AOC ever been called a Russian asset? No.
No. Yeah, trust your traitors. Exactly. Trust the traitors. People, if they're calling people traitors, you said this, trust them.
Yeah.
Trust the people they call traitors.
Yep.
Ah, Jesus, dude.
And I think the problem is that just I'm watching the people who are kind of like waking up to the reality that you know, Bernie wasn't the revolutionary they wanted, and then now they're not looking for a better alternative than what's already there, and so I have this fear that they're going to just turn to the AOCs or the Ilhan Omars, and we as a party, if we want a new party, we have to desperately get away from putting people into groups. But you can put the majority of this people, like, because the 1% argument was effective, and the 99% are the ones that are suffering from class issues. So talk about that. That resonates with middle America because they're suffering, and they're going to especially be suffering right now, but they're just too fucking stupid to do it.